Hey everybody, good morning. I'm sorry about the screw up here. They have changed their, I don't know whether the operating system, but they've changed the panel that you get to run a meeting. Only they didn't tell anybody they were going to do that. At least they didn't tell me they were going to do that. So I got on there this morning and none of the buttons are where they should be. Half the buttons aren't even there at all, etc., etc. There should be a button that allows me to push it when I send you guys the invitation that lets you in automatically rather than staying in a waiting room. Only I couldn't find the button. I still have not found the button, but
Malcolm,
yes.
under more, there's all the icons that you need. You drag them down to the toolbar. This comes from extremely hard experience with Zoom.
It's it's a pain in the keister, but we will get with James's guidance. We will get this worked out in the next day or two. Anyway, I'm going to turn on a. My hip is getting better, but yesterday I did some driving, and the driving screws it up again. So now it's a little bit screwed up again. Anyway, and now here there's two more people waiting in the waiting room. Okay, I'll have to go fix this too. Um, anyway, we're going to put Linda Brown on from one of the sessions that she did with you guys way back when, and then I'll check in with you again at the end of the hour. So hold on. Okay, that should get everybody in here.
La 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 la. Hey.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah,
Barbara.
Barbara.
Hi, Jill.
Hello, hello, hello.
We're going to go to screen share. Okay, can everybody see that
Good
screen?
morning.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Good morning, guys.
Hi.
Linda, my guess is we're going to have a pretty small class today. All right. Catherine and Genevieve, who knows? Jill may show up too.
That because I've noticed this a little bit, and different people may have different opinions about it. And mine is only an opinion, but Malcolm, you may have an opinion about this too if you're listening. In all the Qigong training that I've had over the years, I've studied with Master Zhang. He's very, and before that with a teacher named Joe Deischer. And I started studying in 1988. And I've not had any teachers suggest that we're constantly shifting weight foot to foot like this while moving. The instruction from these two teachers, in any case, has been very solidly grounding. It doesn't mean that we certainly do feel weight shifts when they happen, and we do. We constantly are using weight shifting, but it's not an abstract, it's not an adjunct to our work. It's integral to our work. So where the weight shifting happens, it should be very purposeful rather than um, rather than secondary or just, because it feels fun with music or it feels fun because I love doing all this stuff with music too. Um, it's not dance. And maybe it doesn't matter in the world of Qigong. It certainly is an issue, for, in the martial arts aspect that you don't want to miss your weight shift because of a kind of an agitation of weight shifting. I think that it's a fun thing to do, but it's not necessarily what we're doing. Malcolm?
Linda, don't let Master Zhang hear you say you're doing this to music, because you remember what his attitude.
I know, he would actually have a heart attack.
You know, no practice music, practice
Right.
Tai Chi, right? No,
Crazy.
he was adamantly against doing, especially Tai Chi, but actually Qigong too. And there's a very simple reason for that. You shouldn't be spacing out to music. Now, I like music too, but I don't do it when I'm practicing, because you should be you should be cultivating your own internal stillness, your quietness. And music is wonderful, but it's kind of a different thing. Linda, my own take, and again, this is just my take, just like Linda said. You guys are all going to develop your own particular way of doing these things too. Is I continue the kind of general weight shift in Qigong that we basically do in Tai Chi. And I say basically because nothing's ever 100% one way or another. But in general, the basic idea is when you're coming up from the ground, you come up on the right leg. When you're dropping down to the ground, you drop down on the left leg. That is totally arbitrary. The reason they put that in there is one, this is the most important, to keep you from being what's called double weighted. That is 50% on each foot, because that's so static. So if you're constantly just sort of, I mean, you don't even think about it, you're just sort of swaying in the breeze, right? And moving the energy from one side to another keeps it more lively. At least it does for me. But you don't want to make it into a dogma. It's not a dogma. It's just
Exactly.
something that you sort of gently do. And there was something else I was going to say. Oh, it could just as easily be the other way around, where you come up on the left and go down on the right. The reason they made this, let's just call it a suggestion, is often, probably most often, Tai Chi in a learning situation is done in a group. So if you've got a group doing Tai Chi or Qigong, and you've got half of them coming up here and half of them coming up here, they're going to look very uncoordinated. So if everybody comes up on the right and goes down on the left, it helps the group maintain some cohesion. So that's just my take on it. I like it. It keeps things moving from foot to foot, and I find that valuable. But you all do it the way you're going to do it, right? All right, I'm going to mute myself again.
So, in following up, where the weight shift is happening, this is, I think, fundamental. It's really when we did this, I think, last Tuesday, and it bears consideration to perhaps start here. Just doing the internal circles from the dantian, the weight shift to the right is not a hip shift or a hip shift. So this kind of movement isn't in this world of teaching. It's dantian's centered movement. So yes, the hips respond; they're part of the architecture, but we don't. But it's easy for us, all of us, any of us who love dance, and I'm like I love dancing, to want to sway from the hips, to move from the hips. And, Zhang had hilariously, on occasion talked about that we were doing the hula. And he was saying, no hula. So anyway, let's start with our hands on our dantian, enough said, and start with shu circles. So the hands will move in response to the dantian. And we'll make sure that we're lined up, reaching up through the top of the head, feeling the feet on the ground, chin down, neck long. And changing direction. And something we didn't do last time, now internally, we're going to split this energy. So we're going to make 2 circles like this internally, 2 shu circles going opposite direction, same timing. So you want to feel the center and then feel the chi moving out toward the sides of the body and down and opening. And notice that your shoulders are not girded. They move in response just as your hips are moving and opening, and your groin, qua. So there's this beautiful double circle happening. And as we've been saying all along, all the joints of the body are engaged, even with something very small. Reversing the circle, we're going to go around like this. So we're separating at the bottom, coming out up the sides, across the top, and down. And coming back to center, we'll do our Li circle, going into the back body, up the back, between the kidneys, toward the front, and then down the front. This is the wheel circle. and reverse. And now we're going to take that circle and we're going to split it the same way we split the shoe circle. So it's going to come both to front and back, up, and then down center. So it's going to be this circling internally. It may require a lot of imagination, and that's good. The more imagination, the better. That will help drive what the muscles are supposed to do internally and what the chi flow path is. So and then reversing that if you can. Okay. The next one we're going to do is the ping circle, the one that goes around the rim of the dime. I can't pronounce it. Malcolm has a better pronunciation than I do. I call it the dimo. In any case, that means that the energy is going to move forward into the front body, come around to the side, come into the back body, and then around the other side. Then we'll go one direction, then the other. Changing directions. Coming back to center, we're now going to split the circle. So it's going to go around, it's going to go into the front body and then out to the sides, into the back body and back toward the center. reversing that, drawing your chi back toward the back body, splitting around the back toward the sides, toward the front. Now there's a third set of circles we can do with the shu circle, the li circle, and the ping circle. We didn't do them today, but I do want to show you one. But first, I have to ask, did any of you ever play with a hula hoop?
I actually bought one well, within the last 7 years.
Very
long time ago.
a long time ago. So that's great because you all can relate to hula hooping. And the ping circle is the hula hoop move of all time. So recall the first ping circle we did, just going in one direction. There's your hula hoop. You know, you're doing it from here, right? Your arms are out of the way. You're not doing it. You could be doing your hips too. It's true, but really moving this from the center. But remember those exceptional people who could do 2 hula hoops at a time. So that's the third set of circles that we can do in any one of these directions, where you've got 2 circles moving the same direction with opposite timing. So it's like this. So you can imagine the hula hoop and what you have to do, what's happening internally in your dantian while you're moving the hula hoops in this way. So I suggest, just for the hell of it, even engaging your arms in these 2 ping circles, moving from the center of the body to trace the path of those hula hoops. And reversing that, you start out from the center and then you split. Thank you for indulging my hula hoop memories. Okay, we're going to step out with one foot and back with one foot. And we're going to lift, come weight forward, lift a ball. You've done this before, I'm sure. An imaginary ball, like a giant fitness ball. And then turn towards your back leg and release, and let the arms come over the top of the ball and release the ball. So we're going to come up underneath it when we come to the front leg, turn toward the back leg, and release the ball down. we're going to reverse that. We're going to come up, lifting from the back leg and releasing down the front leg. So we're scooping up, turning, releasing. And we're going to change feet. So rather than having one leg in front, we're going to put the other leg in front. Starting from lifting in front of the front leg, turning toward the back leg, and releasing. And maintaining the spine's upright position, we're going to reverse. So as we shift our weight from leg to leg, we're still maintaining a nice long spine, aligning the lower dantian all the way up through the top of the head so that we're maintaining that length of the torso. Coming back to center. As you may have noticed, I'm not adhering to a particular order in these exercises. I don't know where you are in your practice and your and the work that you've been doing. And I'm just wanting to touch on different things since I only have these few opportunities to do so. But one thing we haven't done is standing, and I probably should have started with that, but I wanted to bring it up now in the context of this sense of this fitness ball. So if I'm going to stand to the side or kind of diagonal so you can see this. If we come up and we let our arms settle down here, if you can see this, we're settling in here or from the side here. Notice that the wrists are lower than the elbows. The shoulder blades, everything is relaxed down, nothing is held up. And there's an extension out in front of the body here. So we're settled in, quads open, and here we are. The thumbs can easily get stuck in this position. If you've stood before, sometimes you'll notice this getting stuck. So the fingers can get stuck. You want to relax this down. You can see they're just here. They're not stiff like this. There's no stiffening in here to hold it. And the best way I have found to find this place is thinking of that fitness ball. If I was holding this rubber ball here, it almost holds my arms up for me. I've got a grip around it. I've got this nice big circle happening here between me and the ball. And here I am. And that engages the rib cage, which is you going to hold your arms up versus your shoulders holding your arms up. And if you want to stand for any length of time, because this is such a great internal meditation exercise, then finding a way to stand comfortably is super important. And so all the other things apply, of course. What is going on here? There's some weird, oh, there it is. With the neck, it not letting the chin jut forward, but pulling the chin in, having a lengthening in the back of the neck here, reaching up through the top of the head. So having that length, holding this ball. And what you'll find with practice is that you can do this without getting tired. It's more about what's going on internally at some point. But if your arms are up or your shoulders or your upper muscles are trying to do the work, it's all going to get tired fast. And so I've had you holding this for a little while, but I don't want you to get tired. If you get tired, then the best thing to do is to shake it all out and then come back to the standing for whatever period of time makes sense for you. But if you're able to practice standing, start with 2 minutes. And we'll do that 2 minutes right now. And release. With that same quiet energy, but sustained through the rib cage, we're going to do the arm openings next. And so we're going to start high, and then we're going to go medium, and then we're going to go low. And each time we open, when we reach the extreme of our opening, and that means the chest is lifted from the breastbone forward, and the shoulder blades are back down the body. We're not arching here in the back. We're maintaining our position, but the shoulder blades drop down as much as they're going to at the extreme apex of the opening. Once we get to that opening point, the wrist drops like that. The shinman here, the fleshy part under the pinky right there, and the wrist right there. So that drops. And that is part of this transition. If you think of these openings as a big set of wide circles like this, open and circling, it's right at that apex, that drop happens. And the drop happens in here. It's an on moment where the weight drops low. Body stays tall. So here we are. We'll start from the top. Hands are out front. Fingers are straight, but they're not locked in position. They're not stiff. And so we open, teasing apart the fingers. They're not close to the point where they're touching. They're close. So we open by lifting the breastbone forward, dropping the shoulder blades back, opening all the way, almost straight, dropping the shinman, that wrist, and then drawing the arms back in. And as we move, we're shifting our weight slightly to the right and back to the left. Subtly, not huge. And now going down a rung to the middle dantian. down to the lower dantian. As we work our way down the body, if you don't do this often, I don't do it often enough. That's really opening the groin, the quad here. And so I am now separating my legs apart to a place where I can comfortably open my legs and not put strain on my knees. Not too wide, because then you end up in more of a V shape. We want to be able to maintain an arch shape. So the idea of being comfortable in this shape is important. And then we're going to basically start just shifting our weight side to side, not too far, because we don't want the knee to go too far out beyond the toe at all. We want to keep the knees and the toes aligned. And the idea here is to really open the quad, that is the inside of the thighs facing forward. And we're just shifting back and forth. If you do this, what you'll find is when you come out of it, you're just going to be looser and more, I don't know, for me, I'll speak for myself. I feel looser and more able to enjoy the full range of motion of my body. So we're going to add to this by turning the waist. And as we turn the waist, let's stop here in one direction. The tendency is going to be for that foot that we're pushing the ground away from to roll in, and the knee to roll in, and we want to not roll in. So in order to keep it open, think about the inside of the thighs continuing to face forward, and that the toe is, the knee is aligned with the toe. When you look at it, it's not off kilter falling inward. Another trick of it, or tool that I use, is to feel for the whole outside ridge of my foot that I'm pushing away from. So even though my body's turning, I feel for the outside of that foot that I'm moving away from. And then I'm going to shift and pivot and turn the waist and push the ground away from the other side. So each time I'm actually pushing down through the ground and up through the top of my head to keep myself vertical while turning at the torso. I'll put my hand right here so you can see the amount of shift and turn in the torso. If you get tired, just like any of the other exercises, if your muscles are talking back to you, you can always come out of it, shake your legs out, and then reposition yourself. So you don't want to let yourself get overtired in any of these positions. We're going to add arms. So as we turn, we're going to reach out. And the arms will come down across the dantian as you come back the other direction. So we've been reaching up around shoulder height. Now let's go to the middle level, waist height.
Hey everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here because we're done with our time, and I hate to do this to Linda, but I know some of you have to take off for other things, so I'm gonna stop this here. Go back to full screen. Hold on a minute.
We see you.
Do you see the room there?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, hold on.
Is this where your screen turns off?
Yeah, I can't figure it out. Hold on.
We see you. Might as well just
Yeah.
sign off. We're good.
Yeah, but I don't see you though is the problem, so I can't talk with you if I can't see you. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I can't even get into what's going on. So you're just gonna have to hear my voice. Um, in fact, maybe I can check in through the. I don't know. All right. Sorry, guys. I can't. I can see you on my screen, but now you can't see me. So yeah.
Well, we can't see you.
You what? You
We
can.
all,
You
we
can.
can see you.
You can see me sitting here at the computer.
No,
No, we
no, we can
Yeah.
see your screen. We
But
can
if
see
I,
your
but
screen.
if I go around,
Oh,
there's no picture for me
oh, no kidding.
on
Oh,
the major screen. All there is a blank screen.
uh,
No, I'm seeing you now, but that's because I'm around on the other side looking at the computer screen.
yeah.
Oh,
So you need
That
to
makes-
figure out a way to wake it up.
I have no idea what's going on. I don't want to have any idea what's going on. Um, guys, I thought that was really interesting to listen to a little
yeah.
bit.
Well, we're gonna have to say goodbye.
Yeah, you guys take off.
Okay.
Jill, stick around, will you? I want to talk with you.
Yeah,
a bit.
I'll talk to an empty space. I'm fine
Yeah,
with that.
well, I'm sorry.
No worries, no
You're
worries.
just gonna hear my voice here. Um,
Uh, and it looks like a couple have,
Jose and James are still here. Let's see if they can.
they probably have. Oh, there's Jose.
Sometimes Jim leaves his computer on, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jill, Annie and I have a nonprofit, a 501c3
Uh-huh.
that we are bringing up out of mothballs, and in order to do that, we need to put together a board of directors, and we have, I think, a total of 6 people now. We need a seventh person
Okay.
because some of the stuff that we need to do requires Annie and I to stand aside and let a quorum on the board vote for certain things.
Okay.
That quorum has to be a minimum of 5 people in addition to us. So I am asking you if you will join our board of directors. And I hope if you have time to do this. If you do not have time to do this, just go ahead and say so.
Hmm.
Believe me, I understand.
Yeah. I would say that right now
Uh-huh.
is not a good time between now and May.
Yeah.
But then after that, it would probably be fine. Um, I mean, it depends, like, what are we talking about in terms
Well,
of hours?
I'm hoping that what this would amount to would be 1 or perhaps 2 meetings in the next quarter, and that's it.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
it's just a matter of listening to some. It would just be a matter of 2 meetings about an hour long each one, and
I see.
hopefully maybe even just 1 meeting. But I know how that goes. So
Yeah.
and unfortunately we can't wait either because we're already this was supposed to have all been done in January.
Hmm.
We ran into our attorney who said you need to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, one, two, three, all of which took a lot of time, and so
Hmm.
we're sort of behind the curve right now. Now it might be that it'll be May
Hmm.
before we get around to this, but I'm hoping that it will go more quickly than that because
Yeah,
we are so far behind time wise.
I see. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like if it's one or two meetings, like within the next 3 months,
Yeah.
I think I can manage that.
Okay.
Um,
Well, then
mhm.
I will put you on the list. It is not. It won't be any more than that, Jill. There's no hidden clauses here where you have to get involved in more work than that. It's just a matter of listening to what is going on and voting yes or no. I
Right.
don't even know when the first meeting will be. It won't be for several weeks, I know,
Okay.
and it may even be longer than that. Right now, the attorney is supposed to be writing up some resolutions to be put in front of the board, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, I'm just trying to line up to make sure that we have enough board members and they're also available for these meetings because we have to have a quorum. We have
Hmm.
to have a voting quorum, so when the meeting comes, everybody's gotta be there at the
Okay.
same time. And we're just gonna do the meetings on Zoom like this,
Hmm.
so nobody has to leave their home or anything.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you. I think you'll be a great addition on the board, and we'll just go from there. And I will keep you informed as things develop. Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. Sounds good. All
Okay.
right. Well, I'm sorry I had to cut Linda off. I thought she was doing a great lesson.
Hmm.
But maybe we can finish it up tomorrow or something.
Yeah,
It was
that
close.
would be great.
It was close.
Um, yeah, have you heard anything about your hip?
Well, yeah, I went to the doctor and, he took a look at it and they x-rayed it. There are no breaks or even hairline fractures in it. He said there's definitely soft tissue damage, which means tendons and muscle and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
He said, this is a fairly common thing that happens as one tends to get a little older.
Hmm.
And it will take, he said you should be able to do your classes by the end of the month.
Oh,
However, it will take several months for it to heal up.
yeah.
And I have to be a little careful with it between now and that time.
Yeah.
I apparently was not careful enough with it yesterday, so
Oh dear.
I kind of messed it up a little bit again yesterday. So
Yeah.
it's very easy to do.
Yes.
Jim, how is your knee doing?
Oh, you're muted,
Can't
Jim.
hear you. You're muted. Jim, unmute
Muted.
yourself. Jim, unmute yourself.
Uh.
Can't hear you, buddy. Can't hear you.
Need to mute, unmute, unmute.
Unmute, unmute.
Unfortunately, you don't have the capacity to unmute.
I don't think
You
so.
can mute people, but not unmute.
I can't
Yeah,
unmute.
there
Oh,
we
there you
go.
are.
There he
Yeah.
goes.
So I iced the wrong knee the other day, indicating that my hurt knee is probably better.
Oh, that's one way to do it, I guess. That's good.
Right.
Mm.
When you can't tell which one hurts, you're probably better.
Either that or everything's so bad that you can't tell the difference
Well,
between.
that's true. When it's above the baseline of excruciating pain that you wake up with every morning.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for staying after a little bit, and Jill will keep you informed as to what's happening with the
All
board.
right. Bye.
All right,
Okay.
guys. See you
Yeah.
later.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.